Ladies and gents, we're here tonight in the Milton Park Hotel for Marymount. Everybody knows what Marymount is all about. I'm the compere for tonight. Everyone knows me, Mark Sullivan, better known as the AKA Fanta. But the work behind all this tonight for Marymount is this lady here, Emer O'Brien.
Hi, my name is Emer and I've had cancer with 17 years. I attend Marymount on a regular basis, and I suppose the reason it's good to get across that Marymount isn't the place you go to die anymore. Marymount now is kind of, you go for a break or you go to get your meds changed or something like that. So I think it's really important that we get that out there. As well as that, we're hoping to raise a lot of money tonight, and Fanta is doing all the hard work. So we're selling clothes, we're having a fashion show, we've got great prizes, we have an auction, and we have one of the doctors from Marymount hopefully speaking later, and maybe she'll tell you more of what happens.
When Emer O'Brien asked me to come on board, I didn't even leave her finished it sentence. I said yes straight away. I know I grew up with Emer, but herself and her fantastic daughter Enya have done an unbelievable amount of work for Marymount, but also for tonight. Without Emer and Enya, this one went ahead tonight. Plus, I cannot thank enough the people of Cork City, East Cork, all over Cork, for supporting us tonight for a huge night on a Wednesday night. Everything in the auction will be half price tonight to pay back to the people who supported us tonight. As Emer said, we have a huge raffle and we have a massive, fantastic fashion show. But I have to thank Patrick Shields of Milton Park Hotel and the staff who have been fantastic to us. But like I said before, it's Emer O'Brien and her girl Enya who've done all the work for tonight. I'm the compere, and we're going to enjoy ourselves as well. At the end of the day, it's for Marymount.
Yeah, I just like to get across as well. Enya is my daughter and she's 10 years old, and she was actually only 2 when I got the cancer back. So she's always grown up with it. But I feel this is a very positive way of her involving her in this. She raised €3,000 and handed over the cheque 2 weeks ago, and this was kind of her idea. That's how it started. So, you know, it's really Enya's night.
But look, we're back together tonight from Marymount, okay?
Okay, if you don't mind. Just to say that on behalf of the staff, patients and families in our care at Marymount, I want to really thank you most sincerely for coming here tonight to support us. I want to tell you a little bit about the work that we do, and then I want to tell you a little bit about the Emer that I know. I'm a palliative care doctor based at Marymount, and as a consultant I lead the services across many care settings. We provide palliative care to over 3,000 patients a year, wherever that patient happens to be. They may be in one of the city hospitals, they may be in their own home or in the inpatient unit at Marymount. The HSE fund just over 70% of Marymount's costs, and we rely mainly on fundraising, on you, the people of Cork, who so generously give to us over the years to fund the rest of our running costs. We are hugely grateful for all your support. I know I speak also for my colleagues when I tell you that saying that you work in Marymount can be a real conversation stopper, often followed by an awkward silence or a, gosh, that must be very depressing. How do you do it? On the contrary, I love my job, and I'll tell you why. I do it because enabling people to remain as well as possible for as long as possible is hugely satisfying. Enabling patients and families get the most out of their lives in the face of serious illness is what we are about. And we do it through good symptom control, rehabilitation programs, psychological care and support. And we continue to do the work because we meet the most extraordinary people. People full of courage and full of hope. To quote Nelson Mandela, I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not the man who doesn't feel afraid. It's the man who conquers that fear. And I meet those people every day in my work. People who triumph over their fear and show enormous courage. One one remarkable lady who wears that courage like a badge is Emer O'Brien. Emer is one of the main organisers of tonight's event, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about her. I must stress with her permission. Emer and I first met 8 years ago in a clinic in the South Infirmary, when Emer had troublesome pain from her illness, and we've journeyed together on and off since that time. In the beginning, Emer was a bit scared of us. She said, "Marymount, I'm not that sick." But she had the courage to engage with us and hear what we had to offer. Our job, along with other medical specialists, has been and remains to keep Emer as well as possible for as long as possible, and to enable Emer to live the life she wants to live. Emer and I sometimes discuss why it is that people are afraid of Marymount, and how that fear evaporates once you take the courageous step of engaging with the service. The courage that Emer found to let palliative care into her world has allowed her, I hope, to live a full and active life whilst managing a serious illness. And I think she's had fun along the way, and as we all know, Emer loves to have fun. At this point, I want to mention that there are two ladies in particular that share Emer's world. Her mum, Rose, who is her bedrock, and her beloved daughter, Enya. Enya was 2 when we first met, and is now a maturing young entrepreneur in 5th class. Some of you may be aware already, but Enya has a flourishing loom band business, and recently donated €3,000 to Marymount. I would like to formally thank her and congratulate her on this outstanding achievement. Of course, the business brain clearly runs in the family, as Emer, who has a very keen eye for fashion herself, decided she wanted to put this evening together. And along with Rose and their team, they have worked really hard over the last few months to get this across the line. Thank you for all the hard work involved, and I hope, as well as the slog, that you've had some fun along the way. So in summary, our philosophy in Marymount is to enable people to live the life they want to live for as long as possible. And Emer is one of our greatest ambassadors of this philosophy. I want to end with a story that might help to illustrate what I mean. One day a man was sitting begging on the side of the street. He had a cup beside him and a sign that said, "Blind, please help." No one was giving him any money. An advertising executive saw people pass by unmoved and giving nothing. So with the blind man's permission, he wrote a new sign with a big black marker. Immediately people started putting in money, and after a while the cup was overflowing. The blind man asked the stranger to tell him what the sign now said. It read, "It's a beautiful day. You can see it. I can't." Emer is for us like that advertising executive. With her great enthusiasm and energy for life, she challenges people to look differently at palliative care. She rewrites the message and the public perception of Marymount, and is the reason we're all here this evening. Her energy, courage, and ability to enjoy life despite all the setbacks she's known is truly awesome. She has a great team with her and couldn't have achieved it without your support. Well done, and thank you to all.